Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, here we will take you to places you never knew you wanted to go. I'm your host, Plimbo, and welcome to Plimbo Without Limits. We're diving deep into the world of small content creators where the stories are unfiltered and the creativity knows no bounds. But first, let me introduce the man behind the curtain, the puppet master orchestrating the madness, my producer, the one and only, Mikey Johnston.
Hey everybody, glad to be here.
And folks, we've got a show for you this evening, let me tell you. Brace yourselves as we dive deep into the world of Dishonored speedrunning. Tonight, we have an icon in the house, a creator who's turning up the heat on the internet like never before. Please give a warm welcome to our guest for the evening, the icy and fiery IceAndFyre.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming on, IceAndFyre. I am so excited to have you in the studio today on this episode of Plimbo Without Limits. So for those of us who don't know, you speedrun a little game called Dishonored. Not the whole game, mind you, but specifically the Knives of Dunwall DLC. Is that right?
Yeah, you could say it's a bit of an odd niche to focus on a DLC for a game that came out in like 2012, but we all find our lot in life. That's what I like to say.
All right. So what makes the Knives of Dunwall DLC like the best speedrun in your mind? Why not the whole game?
I think a lot of it comes down to when you're playing something, thousands of times to try and beat it as quickly as possible. You want to make sure that you're actually playing the game. I think that is a pretty vital part. You don't want to just be sitting there staring at a cutscene for hundreds of hours, feeling like you want to gouge your eyeballs out after you hear the same NPC say the same dialogue for the 10,000th time. And the DLC has an incredible ratio of gameplay to cutscenes, unlike the main game.
All right. And how long is one of these average runs for you?
If you're a true god gamer like myself, for the main categories that I run, they're about 10 minutes or 15 minutes, somewhere in there.
Okay. Something relatively short in the speed run side of things.
Yeah, it's a sprint, not a marathon, that's for sure.
And IceAndFyre, who currently holds the world record in this category?
In any percent, I think Scuffed Toaster does. In the two categories that I mainly play, all collectibles and 100%, I hold those records.
Ladies and gentlemen, he holds the record.
Yes.
So, what are some of the aspects of this speedrun that makes it difficult for you going through a normal run?
You only got 10 fingers. There's a lot of buttons you want to press. So, sometimes that gets in the way. A lot of tight timing. A lot of, I'm really bad at using a mouse to spin around, so aiming can be a bit difficult at times. Kind of all the same standard first-person gaming frustrations, but, it's kind of like just ramped up because any mistake means that you're going to have to reset. That's the other thing about the shorter categories is there's pretty much no margin for error. So once you make a single mistake, it all starts to fall apart.
So you brought up this Scuffed Toaster character. Between the two of you, I mean, has there been some beef, some rivalry? I mean, have you had words with this guy?
I'm just trying to get anybody else to play the all collectibles and 100% categories. So eventually, that'll happen. I hope. But any percent, I mean, Toasty grinded hard and won that one. Truly. Maybe I should go and fight in his domain, but
So you guys would say, so you'd say you guys support each other,
I'd say that there's only 10 people that play this game. So if you start antagonizing people, it's not really going to be a very pleasant experience.
No, that's fair. I mean, is there some sort of international body that governs the Dishonored speedrunning category? I mean, are you a part of that? You and those 10
Uh,
guys? Do you make the
I
rules?
I am not a moderator of the speedrun board. I think the main mods at this point are an Irish guy and a Norwegian guy, so I suppose that would make it an international body by definition, right? Uh,
Yeah.
there's also a Finnish guy in there, so we cover all of those European nations.
How many hours would you say you've grinded?
I have like 700, I think almost 800 hours in Dishonored, and I think maybe about 10 of that was spent playing the game casually.
800 hours. And I mean, how long does it take a normal person to finish the game in general?
I mean, so Dishonored's one of those funny games where everybody, and I mean like everybody has played it. It's just old and it's like a classic in the format, and everybody likes to play it non-lethal ghost, where they crawl around slowly, um, trying to not get spotted and trying to not kill anyone and resetting whenever you get spotted and blah blah blah. So it takes a fair bit just because everybody plays it like that. Um, I don't know, probably sometime around 10 hours for the average casual playthrough. Maybe a little
Okay.
longer, maybe a little shorter, but in that range.
That's a solid length for a game, I think.
Yeah, and even as a casual player, the game has a lot of replayability, just because there's a lot of different ways you can solve problems.
And so you'd stream these runs on Twitch, yeah?
I find offline runs to be unbelievably boring. Having a chat there to interact with really is the saving grace of speedrunning, as far as I'm concerned.
And how many people would you have in there, on a given stream?
I'd say 4 to 5 is like when I'm popping. It's a good time.
Yeah. You got some
Thankfully,
like
yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
I'm blessed with when I do have people. They're usually in there chatting. So
Uh,
even though it's not like a large number of people, it's a high engagement rate, I guess you'd say, which makes things fun.
you got some like dedicated viewers that would come back?
I'd say so. Yeah, the IceAndFyre stands,
Yeah.
the ride or dies, the day
That's good.
zeros.
You got to have those guys.
Exactly. Shoutouts to all of them. I don't want to specifically call people out.
No,
Feel
that's
kind
fine.
of rude.
We'll keep them anonymous. Uh
Mhm.
so what made you pick Dishonored as a game to speedrun? Why not
It was when I first started using Twitch. I was looking through the directories. I guess this was way back in like 2013 or 14, and I was scrolling through the directories for games that I was playing at the time. Um, so stuff like Skyrim and that kind of stuff. And I noticed people playing the game with timers on their screens. I was a bit bamboozled by that. Wanted to learn a wee bit more. So I started watching some of these people playing Skyrim and stuff like that, and then eventually I ended up finding people playing Dishonored, and that was kind of how I found out about speedrunning the game. Some old people in the scene like DRT Chops and Mr. Walrus, some classic greats of the game, Henny
Okay.
K, and I sort of found their streams mainly playing other games, and then that sort of got me into it. And then when I finally got a decent computer, about 6 years later, I decided to speedrun the game. So bit of
Have you ever
lag there.
you ever talked to any of these guys, these old greats? You ever meet any of these guys?
In person, no, but interact with them through stream. I
Okay.
Walrus has recently come back. I think he's probably, honestly, if I had to guess, he'd be playing this game right now, Dishonored, the main game. But
Yeah, we'll get
some of them
Mikey
are
to
still
pull that
around.
up.
MR Wars. Oh yeah, he's streaming right now.
Is he playing Dishonored?
Yeah, he is.
Wow, can you please type in his Twitch chat shout out to Plimbo Live. How about that?
I feel like that's gonna get you banned.
Why is that gonna get what?
Are you guys seeing this network error? I can't connect. Oh, never mind.
Are you
Yeah.
sharing your screen?
Mikey Johnson is blacklisted from Mr. Walrus's stream. That's all right. All right, yeah, that's okay. That's all right. Yeah. The point is to prove
I
it.
apologize.
No,
why
that's
don't
okay,
we?
Mikey. We'll move on here. All
Roll the clip.
I've got a clip for you.
Oh, all right.
So
Let me tune on in.
right. So IceAndFyre, it's true. You've confirmed that you do have the world record in what is it, any percent category?
All collectibles. Any percent is Mr. Toasty.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Scuff Toaster. You are all collectibles world record holder.
I pick things up. I do not put them down though.
And I mean, we've watched the run here in the studio. It's truly incredible. And we actually have a clip from that run that we're going to show you now. It is your incredible reaction to a gold split at the start of your world record pace. Mikey, can you pull that clip up right now?
I'm sure.
Oh yeah, pull that up.
Oh my God, that feels so good.
Now,
I'm just
were
nutting.
you wearing pants when you got the world record? Or does the bottom of your desk have like stalactites coming down?
I have to say that's probably what happened there. The first split of the all collectibles run is honestly, in my eyes, one of the greatest splits in all of speedrunning. When you play that well and you get decent RNG, actually in that case I got lucky because I got the good bone charms if memory serves. When it all just comes together and you get good luck and you execute well and you get like an exit like that. I think the exit there was what, like a 155. I mean, anything sub 2 is like good, but like a 155, oh my god. Nobody's getting out of there like me. I'm the only one.
Nobody's beating the
I
155.
hope somebody else can one day aspire to get the 155, but
And for the people at home, could you please explain what is a gold split? For those of us who don't know.
I keep my I split a lot. I split on every single load screen, but pretty much a gold split is whenever you do a section of the game faster than you've ever done it before. So in that case, I do the interior of the slaughterhouse factory split, the fastest that I have ever done it before, and it's a
Right.
beautiful moment. Truly an emotional, bottom of the desk caking.
It's intense. It's an intense experience. And
So-
a red split, for those who don't know, means you're losing time. Do you ever feel a immense rage when you look over and it's just all red?
Usually, when you're fucking up, like it's already doomed, and then it happens, kind of deal. Like I'm angry at every single mistake. As a matter of fact, even later in this run, when I'm leaving the second split, I think I get pretty angry because I make a minor mistake.
Right.
So, I get the funny thing is, and I think many people that speedrun games will relate to, is I get just as angry when I make a mistake that loses me like half a second as I do when I make a mistake that loses me like 4 seconds. It's just all the same level of why am I messing shit up?
Right. No, for sure. I mean, we've all been there. One hit. What? And how long was that session before you hit that world record? How long were you going that day?
I have notoriously shitty stamina. If I am streaming for more than 3 or 4 hours, that's like a marathon for me. So if I had to guess, probably 2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
It's been a little bit since that run at this point, but
It's a grind nonetheless.
I watch some of these people out here just playing the game for like 4, 5, 6 hours, and my mental fortitude cannot withstand those levels of dedicated grinding.
Oh yeah, it's definitely takes a toll. So IceAndFyre, let's get to the brass tacks. Israel, Palestine. Not going to ask you a side, but as a speedrunner, what would you consider the fastest solution to the conflict in the Middle East?
I mean,
All right. You don't have to answer that.
we gotta revisit the 7 days war, 6 days war. That was a quick one. This one's already a couple months in, so whatever Israel
All right.
did, they've lost their haste, their speedrunning that they used to have.
Mm-hmm. On that note, we'll take a break. We'll let our musical guest take the stage. DJ Djokovic is joining us
The
this
tennis
this
player, I
evening.
love that guy.
Yeah, he's great, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Wasn't that great?
I really enjoyed the 2-hour-long harmonica solo personally.
Big fan. So, for those just joining us, we have the legendary Dishonored speedrunner IceAndFyre here with us. Now, Ice, can I call you Ice, or do you prefer Fire?
Yes.
Ice.
I prefer ice, truthfully. Keep it
Okay.
short, keep it cold, distant, mysterious.
So, Ice, when it comes to streaming on Twitch to just, what'd you say, 4 or 5 people? Trust me, I've been there. Wouldn't know now. But, what keeps you motivated? What keeps you going?
That's a fairly interesting question. I kind of just, for me, it's always been about I want to do something, and I don't really want to do it off stream. I also hate local recording. It's like another pet peeve of mine. So if I stream it, I don't have to worry about that. So
Right
it
there
really,
with
it
you,
all just
brother.
sort of comes together. I know local recording's the worst. Why would I take up space on my computer when I can have some billion-dollar company dedicate servers to storing my own personal shit?
Yeah, we could work with you
but
on that.
exactly. But it's just pretty satisfying to have, runs go well, runs go poorly. It's always awful. And having some people there to interact with and enjoy what you're doing while you do it. It really doesn't matter how many of them there are. It just matters if there are people out there.
So it's those few good, I think, interactions that I guess keep you going.
Exactly. A few good men.
Right. And how long has it been since you've been on the old Twitch stream?
Unfortunately, I've been chronically addicted to Baldur's Gate since it came out, and as a result, I have not been doing too much Dishonored lately. It's really, I need to go see a therapist for this. It's getting bad.
Game of the year.
Truly.
And have you considered perhaps streaming some other games, or do you think it's always going to be Dishonored?
I have streamed a couple other things. I've streamed some Octodad. That's another speed game that I'm a big fan of. It's my other tour de force. I'm terrible at that game, but there was a particular Dishonored runner whose time I wanted to beat, so I learned Octodad for the sole purpose of beating that run. And I've streamed a bit of Kaizo Ironmon Pokemon stuff, which is extremely different from everything else, but pretty fun challenge.
So let me get this straight. You saw another Dishonored streamer was speedrunning Octodad, and you did it just to beat him.
Yes.
And did you succeed?
I did. At the time, I bopped him from 12th place down to 13th. And I think I beat his time by about 12 seconds or so. It's a magical experience.
Mikey, can we pull that up?
Give me a second.
As I open up the Octodad leaderboard on speedrun.com. You see
Perhaps
that IceAndFyre is ahead of Votium.
Perhaps just the end of the Octodad run.
Whoa, is it on YouTube?
Yeah, I think it's on the YouTube channel.
On YouTube, yeah.
Okay, I'll plug it up.
Oh, all right, there it is.
Let go of the chair, Octodad.
This is the end of your... Is
The
this
end
a
of my
record at
long
all, or
grind.
did
No,
you
this
just
was, like,
beat the
12th
guy?
place. I just beat one. I had one person I needed to beat.
Woo!
I was beating with
Nice.
pure focus.
My wife came in clutch there.
Incredible.
I need to...
I got a shout outs to my wife, who doesn't know that you're an octopus.
Wow. I mean, multi-talented. I mean, what else could you want in a streamer? So, I'm going to move on to another segment I like to call rapid fire questions. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. You don't think about it. Just...
Like the end of Family Feud?
Yeah, it's just like that. I'm Steve Harvey. All right?
All right. Mr. Universe.
All right, here we go. So I'm gonna give you a question. You're gonna just 5 seconds. Just answer the question. You ready?
I'll snap on these quick. I'm the speedrunner. That's my goal, right?
All right, here we go. IceAndFyre. Have you ever flexed your Dishonored record on a date?
No.
What is the strangest chat message you've ever received?
Probably one of those, like, sex bot messages.
Who is the hottest Dishonored character and why?
Dowd, and because he's smooth with it.
All right, we're gonna have to pull that up. Gay daughter or whore son?
Gay daughter? Wait, isn't that backwards from the normal question?
Answer the question.
Gay daughter.
Do you believe in God?
The Outsider. It's a Dishonored reference.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, all right, everyone. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for tonight. Can we please get a warm round of applause for IceAndFyre?
Thank you.
Wow,
Thank you.
the people love you. Thank you so much for coming on Plimbo Without Limits. And where can the people find you, IceAndFyre? Where can they follow you? Where can they subscribe?
On Twitch at /IceAndFyre, and on YouTube, which is linked on Twitch, is going to be the only way you find it, because you cannot lurk for 5 subscriber channels on YouTube's search feature. It just doesn't work.
Okay. All right. Sounds
I'm sure
good.
You know nothing about that plight.
Nope, not interested. So that's right. We're gonna have those links down in the description. They'll probably be on the screen somewhere. And if you're a small creator and you want to come on Plimbo Without Limits, you can reach out to the email on the screen, plimbobusiness@gmail.com, and we will bring you on the show where you can do just what you saw right now. This incredible experience could be yours. Thank you, and good night. Good night to everybody. Good night. Good night. Goodbye. Good night.